so they just got to spread out a little bit and work to go
Great
from
center.
that far post out, but you nailed it. A beautiful center here from Null Command and one. Great timing, great situational awareness to come up, attack this ball, and make sure they're able to finalize that play. Shots ring out, not able to connect. He can't quite catch up eventually. Star will get Shark, and no! The tap to the dome will send him home. A free 6 feet dirt nap.
Player is just, they know they just need to hit any strong move at this point, and that's going to be a stuck. Fully charged Shadow Ball is on deck. That up tilt not going to connect, but that F tilt will.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week number 4 of the WSSEA 2025 spring season. We've got an exciting best of one for you here in Valorant, but before I get into all of that action, got to introduce the legend to my digital right, my boy D-Lo. How we feeling, baby?
That's me. It's good to be back here with some more Valorant action here, week 4. So again, we're starting to now get into the comfortability stage where the chemistry is starting to build, the bubbles are flowing, and if you're not in the zone, you best hope you can change that shortly. We got Ephrata here up against Camas, and it's going to be interesting because one team's had an awfully good start to their season. I see nothing but W's, and the other team, Ephrata, they're a bit down on their luck right now.
Yeah, unfortunately 0-3 to start off the season versus the 3-0 of Camas. So a little bit of an uphill battle, but we love a great underdog story. And I mean, for Ephrata, they've been here for a while. I think about 6 years they've had an esports program, competitive in the last 4. And, you know, they've been able to win some big games. In 2022, I think it was, they won a West Coast title for Rocket League. They got 3rd in state for League of Legends back in 2023. So now looking to add some Valorant action toward that trophy case as well. But as we said, it will be a tough matchup for them here today.
And yeah, Camas, despite being a bit more of the new kid on the block in terms of the scene, they've explosively launched it. I mean, in League of Legends, they got a pretty solid Smash showing now as well. And Valorant clearly taking names, popping heads. They're doing a great job to cement their legacy early. So, in a sense, yes, Ephrata is the underdog, but at the same time, it's still Camas trying to prove a name for themselves if they haven't already. They want to cement their name in WSSEA. Cement. They want to just make sure that they can see their name in lights across the sky, and they're very liable to do so if they're able to continue that undefeated streak they've got going. Ephrata, what's going to come down to? Momentum and making sure that your communication's on lock, that you're not going to let the mentals drop the first moment that you lose a round.
Yeah, I was taking a look at some of the skill disparities as well. And the IGL for Camas is Tuna, who is currently ranked Diamond, but has peaked Ascendant. So that is way up there as well. So there's going to be a lot of great talent out there to look forward to today. But speaking of wonderful things to look forward to, we want to give a huge shout out to Zotac Gaming as well for powering, today's stream. And thanks to their incredible support, we're able to bring this broadcast to all of you, helping to showcase the amazing and wonderful young talent here in Scholastic Esports. So be sure to show that appreciation by using hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotecUSA. Get out there, make those posts, and let us know who you think's going to win today's game.
I mean, already it's kind of got the right on the wall, but like you said, Ephrata, hey, we are never going to write out an underdog because that's the kind of performance we like to see here. Map is Fracture of the day, so close quarters and up close and personal combat is going to be the name of the game.
Hey, Fred, I got the Tigers up there versus the Papermakers. Love the mascots out here as well.
So funny.
So we are going to get set and ready for this first one. It looks like the map right now is hovered over Fracture. So I don't know if that is exactly where we're heading, but Fracture's a map that we don't often get to see a ton of. So I would be ecstatic to go here. It's one of the few maps that has a lot of entry points to both sides. So it can at times favor the attacking side.
And Ephrata is the attacking side, so that's actually a really great boon to them. The question is, do they have the picks to match that? Do they decide to synergize with it? Things that operate a bit better up close. Do you think of maybe a Phoenix? You think of maybe, I don't know, get a Waylay in? It's a new pick that now is available for your compositions. Maybe adding an unseen element. Some of that new spicy sauce could change the formula, give you a better recipe here so far. Only one way to find out as we hop in.
Yeah, Breach is phenomenal on Fracture. Tejo is great on just about any map. They're pretty overpowered at the moment. So it doesn't surprise me that we do see some Breaches and Tejos at the moment. Neon isn't a pick that we typically see here. and it does look like they may opt to go with that KO. Raze can be formidable here, but also a duelist that we don't typically see on this map. So maybe Freda looking for a little bit more of that comfortability pick, but Clove is a phenomenal on the smokes, a phenomenal controller. You can even smoke after you're dead, so people tend to like Clove, but still trying to figure out where they're going. Chamber, though, I love seeing. We don't see a ton of Chamber anymore. They haven't really made their way back into the meta since nerfs, but I love seeing a good Chamber. That tour de force is an alt to be reckoned with.
So it actually is Camas instead on the attacking, and using that chamber is interesting given that, honestly, it's kind of a pick that I imagine, you can use if you're running a bit low on creds. Instead, you just pop out one of the old guns you got in the back of your arsenal. But no, Camas just say, I feel comfortable with this pick potentially, and it could operate certainly well. And also, if you're Camas in this position, maybe you feel a bit more liable to be a bit more experimental. You're going up against a team that, on paper, you should have a pretty solid chance of beating. So you say, all right, we have maybe some compositions we want to test out. You have a bit more wiggle room there to try out some elements that maybe you wouldn't see up against a composition or a team that's a bit more evenly matched. But 5 members on each side, all locked in, composition set, we're off to Fracture.
Yeah, we got a Vise in the mix as well, which can be good at really slowing down some of those rushes or pushes here. So a lot of times we do see a little bit more of that comfortability pick here at that Scholastic level. But as you mentioned, maybe an opportunity for Camas to try some new things, but they don't want to risk dropping their first loss on the season. They've got an undefeated season to start things off here. They're looking to continue that momentum here through week number 4. We're going to get ready to kick off here with a pistol round.
What I always say about an undefeated team is, my question is, what do you do when you're handed a defeat? What does that team do when they're no longer able to eat with their silver spoons and caviar and they're forced to muck it down with the gruel like the rest of the peasants here? So if maybe Efraid is able to take this pistols round, suddenly things start to snowball. Emma start to say, shoot, what do we do off the back foot? We don't understand. We're so used to dominating. So this pistols round, of course, it's always important for the setting of the pace, but I'd say it's especially important in the context of these two teams.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it really kind of helps dictate the pace of the first couple rounds there. More often than not, if you lose that first round, you don't buy in the second round. It puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage. So we'll see who's able to take that first one. As we say, Camas here on the attacking side. It does look like they're going to head and pressure toward that B site. Tejo's drone looks to find one. Rise, though, getting that first pick, and now Vise picks up on Maiden. Rise gets another, and between Vise and Rise, things could get a bit confusing here as Camas will find a couple picks of their own.
Sounds like a violent Dr. Seuss book is Vise and Rise. Rise does go down. They will fall, in fact. Efraida still has 3, though. A great start. Now looking for one more. Sir Panda going to be hunted to extinction. Jake right after. Hold on, Efraida. Hold strong. Take the pistols.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were hoping to see. Freda comes out early swinging, and so they get that pistol round, which means they will be able to buy up into this round. Now, it does look like Camas, however, is going to opt to force in. So if they don't find a way to clutch up round number 2, it means they don't get the full buy in round number 3 as well, and it could be kind of digging themselves into a bigger hole. So typically you want to stay around that $1,800 credit mark.
I mean, this is where that chamber actually is quite useful in the sense that, hey, now, get a pop of the arsenal you want, but instead of just going for some snipe, Camas here, still feeling confident, still have got good reason to. They are the top pedigree team after all, but Efraid on their side, I mean, hey, that's great. That has got to be a huge mental restore that you say, we can fight with the big boys. And that B rush, despite having the man advantage, Camas just got completely stomped in their track by Rise. So keep an eye out for him. That's clearly one of the players to watch here. We're a lot of utility trying to see if we can get in the eyes on the defending members of Camas. You can see the position around the smoke there, but no one quite wants to tilt their hand just yet. Blind firing, not going to find it. Picks Tuna, though, looking for a big whopper. Finds 2 before Panda drops him.
Yeah, and Tuna is that star player over there. So we did have those team names actually swapped around there. So we do apologize. We do apologize for that inconvenience. It was Camas who took that first round. And so it looks like we've been bamboozled here for a moment. But Efraida still able to find at least one nice pick here in this round. Sir Panda, though, does find the pick back onto Rise. So we'll go ahead right on back to a 3v3.
That is tragic. Freda playing from behind. Okay. Things are starting to make a bit more sense now when it comes to compositions, when it comes to what we're seeing on the scoreboard. But hey, Efraida still got 3 members left. Low health. They're nursing some awfully low bars, but on the other side, that Brimstone is also not going to be the best positions, but still has enough health to take down Dat Gamer Boy. Staying around this corner, but going to get popped for it. Sir Panda trades out. Drake goes down. It's a 2-man defense still left alive. Camas are able to retake and defuse.
Yeah, great job here on this Vise to find those picks, get that defusal as well. And again, Vise, another one of those newer agents that's coming to the mix here into the last couple agents released. And one that we don't get to see a ton of, but certainly has a very valuable kit there as well. Really helps to slow down some of those initial pushes. And so we see now Camas beginning to put stacks into the bank, beginning to invest into those 401ks. Ifreda, though, will be able to come away with somewhat of a full buy, but again, not that full buy that they were hoping for typically in round 3. So you kind of continue to put yourself in a little bit of a hole. And honestly, the economy can be equally as tough of opponent if you don't get it in check early.
Absolutely. You don't want to enter a session, that global housing market bubble. It's got to pop at some point. So do these smoke bombs, but so far, Rise waits at the corner. Playing this nice and patient so far. I mean, we talked about it when we thought it was afraid of, but Rise has been also a standout performance so far. Tuna as well. Those are the two big names to take your looks at. Trap is popped, but no one's going to quite fall for it just yet. And more smoke being launched here by the Fire and Brimstone, but no one quite wants to push the issue. It's a bit more slow and careful pace this time around.
Yeah, these vines from Vise are going to slow that push in toward heaven as well. And now Vise has an idea that they're up here. The Stinger, a beautiful run and gun style weapon, as Breach will be pushed back a bit. Has to be careful, caught with utility out, but able to find the headshot with a Stinger. Sir Panda and Maiden will combine for 2 as they're popping heads and getting bread.
Nice. Now we're starting to breach through them. Jake Rafton pulls out the sniper, comes away with the headhunt on top of Tuna. That fish is worth an awful lot. Last 2 left here are Camas, and they could be in a bit of trouble. Planting the spike, though. Afraid to try to push that advantage while they have it. Snipes a bit off the mark. That's okay. Dak Gamer Boy has got your back. Rise will fall once more.
Plant will eventually go down. The Molly headed their direction as well to flush them out,
Nice.
but it's Jake on the chamber with the Marshall. And Ifreda will look to battle back. They take that full buy round, even though it wasn't a full buy for them. So a great job by Ifreda to not allow things to get out of hand and look to reel it back just a bit.
Huge. That's actually huge. Fantastic work on their part to take what was looking to be a bit of a rough start and turn around quickly in their favor. Getting that 1 round, I mean, it's going to say it again. If you get that 1 round off in the opposition, you start to feel good. You start to get a bit of breathing room. You recognize we can play this. We can play at our pace and not just follow their own tempo. Camas on their end, now they got to show a bit more respect. How do they respond off the back of this? Still got plenty of good economy on their side, so they're not going to be by any means outgunned here, but they do maybe have to play this one a bit more carefully.
Got to be careful. Need to be methodic here. Camas has 3 ultimates to work with, including that showstopper in the hands of Raze. You never want to bring a gun to a rocket fight if you don't have to, and we'll see how long it takes for them to pop at least one of these ults. That Gamer Boy trying to teleport away, still eats a bit of damage from the Roomba that goes Boomba, and with that, Brimstone backing off a bit, but Rise finding an opening pick here onto that Gamer Boy, and that's going to give him the player advantage. Rise still on fire, but that flame eventually snuffed out here by Maiden.
That was incredibly potent and incredibly important, but it might be a bit too much damage done there by Rise. You see him trying to go into cover of smoke. Sir Panda manages to take down 1, but Maiden quickly falls right after, and that's been one of their best offensive players on Afraida's side. Nonetheless, have pretty low health bars on the side of Camas to try to find something through the wall. Sir Panda will oblige. Jake Grafton follows it up. It's a 1v1. Tuna pops Panda. Do they have the snipes on lock? Jake Grafton does not feel confident. They turn tail and run.
Yeah, he turned tail and run because he heard the showstopper coming out, but the rocket doesn't connect. Tuna doesn't hit the ultimate, and now with just 7 health left, they have to deal with each other. It's a game of cat and mouse. Neither of these players have any health, but Tuna has snuck into a cheeky position here, and I don't think Jake has realized they've made their way on towards site. Tuna will wrap it up like a sushi roll, baby. Camas finding that one 3-1.
Fresh sashimi, delicious. Unfortunately, not a dish that Afraida might be too happy with. Yeah, just better positioning. Camas moved a bit more stealthily and also a bit more authoritatively. You can tell that Afraida, they maybe have that underdog mentality. They play a bit too scared, a bit too much hesitation. It's going to cost you as they lose that 4th round. But nonetheless, it's getting pretty close now. Jake Rafton with that sniper was doing numbers. Now, no Marshall left, only the deputy here. Only the pistol is going to be nursing that sidearm, and that might take down, honestly, a lot of Afraida's kill potential.
Well, luckily he's got the ultimate on deck, that tour de force. It's basically a free op, a free snipe, so he'll be right back in comfortable positioning here for the time being, but still have to go up against 3 ultimates of Camas. Sir Panda Has spotted one as we saw that Roomba coming out. He's going to counter with a drone of his own, spots him up sands and through the rope here as well. So that'll allow him to push forward a bit. Meanwhile, Efreda's got 3 coming in the backside from Satellite here as well. Monkey will wait for that smoke to dissipate. Maiden finds the first one, and Efreda will look to pressure in.
But watch Rise on the left side. That flank could be absolutely deadly. Serpanda trying to keep an eye from a different angle. Gonna find anything. In fact, might find themselves in danger as Rise takes down Monkey. Rise will fall to that Gamer Boy, but not before the damage already done. Serpanda taken out. Concussed Tuna could be in trouble. They're sniped out by Maiden. This fool on Efreda is absolutely destructive. They have been doing a really great job shoring up the offensive power that this school's been able to provide. Now 3v2, Camas could find themselves in trouble, but Rise is still alive, and that means he got a chance.
Yeah, we saw Breach pop the Rolling Thunder. It made some lightning plays, but it's Jake now, the Tour Day Force, bringing the force. Finds the first one, back to a 1v1. It's Vise on the other side there as well. Has the blind set, able to find one. The Vines slow him down, and the tap to the head. Enough said. It's a free 6 feet dirt nap for Jake.
What a beautiful blind, man. I mean, it's not like Jake's positioning was anything shabby whatsoever, just they got out utility there, and I like what Efreda was trying to do, and I like what this Chamber's been doing in general. They've been operating very well with it, recognizing that, hey, I play well at distance. I'm the marksman. Unfortunately, if you can't see, you can't shoot, you can't scope. On the other side here, I just think we are letting Rise have a bit too much breathing room. We need to constrict that movement. These flanks are so deadly, and it always ensures that Rise takes down at least one member with them before they drop.
Yeah, and honestly, the scoreline doesn't really do this game justice. A few of these rounds have been just by a one-player difference that could have gone either way. So the fact that Efreda is out here competing as an 0-3 team against this undefeated team really speaks volumes for how far they've come in just this 4-week season. The team showing incredible growth here through the first 4 weeks, and now looking to show how much their practice is looking to pay off. But again, Camas up on top at the moment. They still have 3 ultimates to work with compared to the one of Efreda.
See that Maiden here trying to lead the offense, but in the meantime, already so much damage being done. Monkey will drop Serpana, takes down the Vise in the meantime. Solid pick so far since Vise have been doing a great job stock tank for the rest of the team. Tuna, though, taking lives instead. Jake and Maiden both fall. That just completely neuters Efreda's offense.
Unfortunately, taking down the Roomba gives them all the intel we need, and now Tuna has an ace on the cards. But unfortunately for them, that player is all the way over here at the other site. Now, his teammates pinging him out there, but it's going to be Breach to find that and deny the ace from his teammates. But he said, hey, Tuna, you've got enough kills. Go ahead and share with the rest of us.
That, you know, maybe that phrase the mentals. Camas now in disarray. How dare you take my ace? But yeah, 9-3. I'm sure Tuna's doing just fine, honestly. And you can see the economy's starting to hurt now. Efreda's starting to show some flaws, starting to show some cracks in the armor here. We got Sniper back on Jake. That feels good since they can do what they do best. On the other hand, the fact that we're just getting out rotated here by Camas. I'm liking these B pushes a bit better from Efreda than what we saw before, which was a bit of a split. And you can see that Camas now, they're rotating around the back, just trying to see if they can take advantage of that hesitation that Efreda's having and try to see if they can find a sneaky off angle to take a few members off before they can actually reach the front line.
Yeah, we see Serpanda down below there as they try to mix up the strategies just a bit. Rise and the rest of the crew has really all rotated over toward B, so Efreda might do better to look to rotate themselves. Unfortunately, it's Brim on this flank, finding Serpanda. Maiden will be able to upgrade the...
Jake, you can't aim down those sights because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, what if Brim comes for me next?
Always in the back of your mind here. Need to work with that buddy system, making sure someone's covering your flanks there for you. Tuna on that quick rotation as we do see the spike going down. Now the sprays come through as well. They're going to combine for 2 before Maiden will finally shut down Rise. And with that, look to get this plant here eventually. They still have a 2-player disadvantage to work with, though.
This is going to be a tough situation, especially with multi-cannon shots like that. They do take down Tuna, but the Vise finds Maiden. And with only a semi-auto, it's not going to be an easy task. In fact, it's an impossible one. Monkey gets dropped, and the defuse comes out. Camas takes the next round.
Camas putting rounds in bunches. We talked about how a lot of those rounds had been close. This one not so much, but the scoreline 6-1 at the moment. Camas looking to remain undefeated, and now they begin to put stacks in the bank. They've got an op in the hands here of Breach, and on the other side of things, we take a look at the economy. It's really all but dwindled away here. We kind of got some scrappy buys coming out, some with no armor, some with rechargeable shields, a Bulldog, a Marshall in there as well, and so Trying to figure out that economy still on the side of Ifreda is something that has hurt them just a little bit here and maybe given Camas just a slightly easier route to victory.
And how horrifying is what you said? It's a breach with an op, and given how they played that, they took 2 kills and managed to stay alive, I believe, the entire time prior because they just slunk back in the bushes. They know not to over-push. They knew not to overextend. They knew that staying alive and a worrisome thought in the back is better than dying early. Tuna gonna make sure that Maiden does not live long enough to tell the tale either. And Serpanda answers back, finally taking care of that sneaky breach.
Yeah, I mean, Ifreda, I was looking at their rosters, a lot of bronzes, irons, I think even a silver on there. The fact that they're playing this well against people that are technically ranked much higher than them really speaks volumes for Ifreda. So, unfortunately, they just need to find a way to clutch up in some of these rounds, look to put a few more rounds on the board, but easier said than done up here in the booth, and Rise makes it that much tougher.
Yep, Jake unfortunately going to go down up close and personal, not the way they like it, but Camas will do just fine. 3 members still up. They take the 8th round.
Yep, 7 in the bag in total here for Camas, as we did see Ifreda take that 3rd full buy round, but ever since then, the economy has been in a bit of shambles, and again, we see some scrappy buys with some with rifles with no armor, some with not a rifle but some armor, and so the economy has kind of been one of the biggest feats here for Ifreda. They need to just go ahead and take one on the chin. You save up around that 1,800 to 2K mark. You lose that round, but then you're able to full buy in that following round, which is where they found success in round number 3. So hopefully they can get that in check relatively soon. They're going to have to deal with Tuna over here on the A site, though.
Ooh, hard push there from Tuna. Drops the paint, but gets a blast there. Comes the big boom. They drop it down. Find 2. Finds 3 on Maiden as well. They will finally drop, but Serpanda could not stop the massive wounds inflicted on their team. And Dak Gamer Boys got no chance either. Camas drops them with the speediest round we've seen so far.
Yeah, we saw that Gamer Boy get a consolation kill on the way out, but just being overrun, there was too many members in the way, and it makes it significantly tougher. That's what we talked about, those economy issues kind of playing against them here, and so we do see Serpanda buying back in toward that full rifle. I'd like to see him get at least light armor, and they are able to do so. So now having a full rifle buy, we'll see if they can make something happen. We got 2 ults on the side of Ifreda versus the 3 here from Camas.
And while the economy's still not feeling the best for Ifreda, you know what is a good community that's feeling nice and healthy? LANFest. Thanks to LANFest for building healthy communities through gaming with over 20 chapters across the U.S. and 150 plus events per year. Wow! Go to LANFest.com, check out our Washington chapters, Infernal Land and Emerald City LANFest, and find an event near you. Right now we're finding quite a bit of damage near you if your name is Tuna. Finding some kills nearby you as well. Monkey gonna oblige and grant 1 more to Camas.
We certainly love LANFest and all they do here for Scholastic Esports and everything else across the country as well. But Camas looking to close this one out here. Tuna's finding some big picks and bunches. Maiden will eventually shut down Rise. Tuna, that gamer, it's plaid stripes in the kill feed as Serpanda will find 1 more. KO's down and potentially could be revived here, but Teo only has 5 health on the docket, and that's not a lot, as Brim will take that life, revive their friend Rise, and look to be 9-1 here in the first half so far.
Rise up, friend. The job's not quite over. We're approaching half, but with only 1 round. And that 1 round, right? We mentioned it. You got that to your name. It feels like a distant memory. At this point, you really can't remember, okay, what was different about that round that we can replicate here? It's just that, again, we're getting out-rotated. That's what this map is, right? When you have Fracture, you have these zip lines, the movement can be so crafty because they can really be behind you at the drop of a hat. I mean, look at this Brim's positioning. Now we have this split defense from Camas on A point. You see the B rush coming here from Ifreda, but it's not inclined to work if they can't move through quickly. They can't hesitate. Tuna, drop. It's a great start from Serpanda. Can we convert it to more?
Yeah, Rise concussed on the way out there as well, and they've got the player advantage, but Vi's up toward tower here, finds that first pick on the Maiden, who was coming in from Arcade, and now Vi's gets another, continues to click the dome and send them on home as Brim, Breach, both getting a piece of the action there as well. Brim wrapping it up with a 2K, and Camas has found their stride. It doesn't look like they're looking back anytime soon.
Yeah, they say, listen, that one round, that's all you guys are going to get for today. I personally hope that's not the case. I'm rooting for that underdog story that we as casters love to see. However, Camas, they're not liable to drop anything else because once that momentum picks up, you are going to have a hard-pressed time to get them to give an inch. And look at all the armor they've got packing. Sir Panda, who's been playing very consistently, they got nothing. No layers on. It's cold outside. Grab a jacket. Grab a flak vest. But without that, you're just going to be walking in torn apart like rice paper. So that positioning, that careful movement becomes all the more important. Maiden unfortunately can't heed the word. They go down. Look at that instant corner drop. Pitch perfect accuracy from the Brim. Jake goes down. Monkey as well.
Brimmy with the stimmy, finding the quadra kill there as well. All boosted up, hits the vines, and head on across. They've got the spike down in an awkward spot, but I think they know where this other Brim is as well. And Ray
Big
says,
boom.
Yeah, and that was Brim coming in for an ace, who I think previously stole that one away from Tuna. So Tuna said, hey, this is my vengeance, and I will take that one with the showstopper.
What comes around goes around, you know? Eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. But the only thing you're seeing right now are big W's for Camas. They are doing fantastic so far, just coordinating. I mean, yeah, sure, you're getting a bit cheeky there and taking some aces from your teammates. That's good. Keep you competitive. Keep you hungry. Don't get complacent. And they certainly are not. They're staying ambitious. They're staying very wily with their movement. Ifreda, again, they are just feeling a bit lost. They're feeling a bit discombobulated. We need more concerted pushes. I need more decisive shot calling and movement from the team. Look at them. They're now taking the zip line across, but where do they go? They got to figure that out quickly. And I'm hoping that it's for a concerted push on B. I see a Mantis advantage here, but we're swapping sides. We're switching around. We're playing Freaky Friday. We're just not quite sure what the best move is.
And they're looking to maybe stack toward the B side. They've got one coming in from the flank there on the arcade side as well, but a quick rotation from the crew will lead him toward that site. The blast pack, and in the right click we trust. Tuna will find a second as well, and man, he's absolutely on fire at the moment.
Raze drops the paint and paints the map red with Ifreda blood. Two members left around the corner. Dak Gamerboy does find one, but Tuna manages to quickly avenge their Brim brother in arms. Doesn't matter if he stole my ace, that's still my pal. Can we get one more? Maiden ensures it's not the case, at least not without a fight. But Vise makes sure to answer back. One more round in the pocket of Camas.
12-1. It's Camas now sitting at an early match point, looking to go 4-0 on the season. But again, I feel like realistically, Ifreda probably could have taken 4 or 5 rounds in this fight so far. I think the biggest problem for them that they have to get in check, at least for next week as well, is working on that saving and buying together. Because, I mean, at this point, they have to buy, but again, they have no economy. So we've got 2 shotties, we got 2 Buckies, hoping they get lucky. We got the Stinger, the Spectre, and the Marshall. It's a smorgasbord of weapons out here. We'll see if they can pull it out.
I love charcuterie boards, just not quite when it comes to my guns in a game of competitive Valorant. It's not discordant, and already the plays showing the exact same thing. Tuna finds 2. That is one big fish and one big stat line they're looking to build. And now they just keep on moving up that rope, trying to see if they can find another dope to try to drop real quick. They have a pink grenade, but also Brim drops all that smoke and steel. Tuna finds one more before Dat Gamerboy finally finds the response.
And Tuna on the judge said he'll be the jury and the verdict. The 12 gauge to the rib cage, but it's the Stinger to wrap it up. 13-1 is your final score, as Camas will remain undefeated on the season. Unfortunately for Ifreda, they'll fall to 0-4, but honestly, they had a lot of rounds where they were competing with a top-tier team. So I think if they can resolve some of those economic issues, we could certainly see them start to turn things around this midseason.
Again, you said it earlier, and I'm going to agree with you. The numbers don't really reflect everything we saw here today. I mean, and also, we got an unfortunate 13-0 last week. This time it's a 13-1. Next time maybe it'll be a 13-2. I want to see something a bit more close match, but again, I would say 13-1 doesn't really reflect the effort levels and how close some of those rounds were. And also, not only was it economy, sometimes I just really think hesitation. That's that one game. No, that's concentration 64. Sorry, thinking of my wrong playground games. Anywho, the point is, Ifreda, they got to be more decisive. You got to be a bit more authoritative, even when it's scary, even when you're up against a monolith, a monster team, like Camas clearly is. You still can't really change what confidence you bring to the table. You got to act like you still are the big head honcho. You're a tiger, gosh darn it. You're the apex predator, top of the food chain. I want to see that reflected in the gameplay.
It was all paper makers today, but nonetheless, still a wonderful, wonderful game that we got to see between two wonderful teams as well. And speaking of wonderful things, that brings me to my next point of Seattle-built PCs. We want to thank Seattle-built PCs for their continued support over here at WSSEA. Seattle-built PCs are the custom PC builders trusted by the pros since 2020, and they've been crafting incredible rigs for world-famous esport players, content creators, and even developers of your favorite games. So Seattle-built PC would love to work with you to create that perfect PC for your needs whenever you're ready. So if you're looking for a custom PC built by people who actually care, make sure you go over and check out Seattle-built PCs at seattlebuilt.com.
Thank you, Seattle Built, and all of our great sponsors, Zotac, and of course, make sure to check out all that LANFest is up to. But unfortunately, that is all me and Hot Sauce have got to talk to you about today. So thank you very much for watching WSSEA Week 4 Valorant action here between Ephrata. Better luck next time, and Camas, congratulations. I've been D'Lo, joined here by my friend Hot Sauce. We've had our almighty eye in the sky, Connie and Taylor. Please thank our production for all they do. We could not yell at games without them. And last, but certainly never least, thank you, loyal, obedient viewer, for your time. We hope you've enjoyed this series just as much as we have. Keep an eye to the sky for more WSSEA action coming at you in the future. Until then, good games and good night.